Yo, what up, guys? Teacher Ken here. In today's session of Advanced English for the Bilingual Professional, we will be closing our subordinator topic with because of, in spite of, and regardless of. Lesson 23 on our English sentence structure book. Box B, page 255, PDF 268. Check the links in the description for the book or ask for the link in the comments. We already saw how to use because when the first statement is a consequence of the second, although when the second statement was supposed to affect the first one but didn't, and whether or not when the first statement is not affected at all by the variables in the second one. Check the previous advanced lessons for detailed explanation and practice for each term. Now, because of, in spite of, and regardless of are variables of the subordinators mentioned before. The difference is that the subordinators with of don't use a complete statement afterwards. They are used before noun phrases, anyone or anything that I am able to describe. Let's read the sentences within box B. Repeat after me. Mary wore a raincoat because it was raining. Mary wore a raincoat because of the rain. John didn't wear a raincoat although it was raining. John didn't wear a raincoat in spite of the rain. I wear a raincoat whether or not the weather is nice. I wear a raincoat regardless of the rain. Very good. Let's go to page 256 and work on the summary exercise below exercise 5. We're going to create a total of 13 sentences. They all have to be accurately related to the initial situation. I'll give you time to say the complete sentence using the subordinator given. It's a free sentence. Just make sure you use a noun phrase, something you can add a description to, or an individual statement, a full sentence with subject and verb, accordingly. I will say a sentence after I give you some time so you can compare to mine and see if there are any questions or corrections. Let's start. The situation is Oscar is friendly and carefree. He is happy to give everything to his friends who spend most of his large amounts of money. So, Oscar has many friends because I'll say Oscar has many friends because he is friendly and carefree. Number 2. A few of his friends like him only because of I would say a few of his friends like him only because of his large amounts of money. 3. Most of his friends like him because I'll say most of his friends like him because he is friendly and carefree. Number 4. He likes all of them, although I'll say he likes all of them, although some are only interested in his money. 5. He spends his money freely if I'll say he spends his money freely if he is with his friends. Number 6. He gives away his books when I'll say he gives away his books when he is finished reading them. Number 7. He acts like a poor man in spite of I'll say he acts like a poor man in spite of his large amounts of money. Number 8. He is still happy at the end of the month, although I'll say he is still happy at the end of the month, although he has spent lots of money with his friends. Number 9. He's always carefree whether or not I'll say he's always carefree whether or not his friends are around. Number 10. He can't take his friends to parties at the end of the month because I'll say he can't take his friends to parties at the end of the month because he has spent too much money by then. 11. Oscar's uncle should send him clothes in place of the check because I'll say Oscar's uncle should send him clothes in place of the check because he never buys clothes for himself. 12. Oscar can't buy any clothes in spite of. I'll say Oscar can't buy any clothes in spite of his health. Oh, sorry. Oscar can't buy any clothes in spite of his wealth. And number 13. He doesn't have any good shirts because. I'll say he doesn't have any good shirts because he forgets to buy new clothes. What did you think? I know that it gets a little confusing if you only focus on the summary exercise. But remember, we already saw how to go through these different scenarios. And the most important thing is to remember to use a noun phrase with the subordinators with of. Subordinators require a lot of practice in order to internalize them correctly. Review this lesson at least 2 more times this week and use the English Structure Practices book on Lesson 23, exercises 6 through 13, pages 315 through 320, PDF 641 through 646 along the week. Don't forget to use the microphone in your phone or computer to check your pronunciation. Check the answer key in the back and leave your questions in the comments. Like this video and remember that sharing is caring. English is easy, so long as you keep on practicing. See you next class.